Alright, hello everyone. This is Crota coming at you, giving you Game 1 in a series between Cechi and Sonik. Game 1 taking place here on Nomad Isle 1.3. And I know this looks very familiar to what I was casting last week back on the 19th, but as you guys may have noticed, things are slightly different. We see Cechi spawning over... Excuse me. Yeah, let me double check everything. Yeah, Cechi spawning there as the Undead over here on the top right hand side of the map. Gonna go ahead and speed things up. Meanwhile, Sonik spawning over here at what I'll call the 10 o'clock position as the Yellow Night Elf. Now, first of all, I know someone tried to teach me the correct way to say Cechi's or Cechi's name. I did forget that, and I was trying to comb through all of my comments. If you guys could inform me and let me know how to say it. I can say the Asian names fairly well, but Cechi or Cechi or Cechi, all of those could be different ways to pronounce that name. I'm just trying to say it phonetically, and I know I'm butchering it. Now, one thing that I wanted to note right off the bat is that the Undead player here opened up with ghouls, even though he had a delayed Death Knight. I'm not quite sure what to make of this, as we see a skeletal minion now getting taken down there. Wisp now making his way over, and we're going to see a detonation on the skeletal minion right there as well, as we are looking over at the Demon Hunter coming in for perhaps a little bit of damage. All right, you can see that the Demon Hunter is already here. He does not have boots of speed, so he's going to have a very difficult time trying to catch up to the ghouls with that unholy aura. Meanwhile, the Null Overseer does end up backing off, and the Death Knight is now forced to kind of retreat inside his base. Undead is taking the tier 2 already. We are not getting any additional ghouls, and we'll see what happens here in the next portion. There is already one archer in play, as the Death Knight using skeletal minions once more to try and chase down that archer. The Death Knight most likely will be able to get in front of that archer fairly quickly, as the Death Knight is faster, and if that archer is not careful, she will end up getting surrounded. Oh, a little bit of a boxing play there, as the Death Knight really wants that early archer to get taken down. Dust of Appearance may be used, and it looks like one shot, two-shot immolation now being trained up by the Demon Hunter, as the Demon Hunter does not turn off immolation. It does take, I believe, 10 mana or a fair amount of mana every second to just use it, and that ghoul is slightly faster, or at least as the same movement speed, because of that unholy aura, making that Demon Hunter's immolation kind of useless and pointless right now. He ended up using about 120 mana with really nothing to show for it, as we are now going into another ghoul here. Now, we are 2/3 of the way on to tier 2. Meanwhile, Tree of Ages is being teched as well. We are going into that Hunter's Hall. Ancient of Lores should be coming around the corner, as I'm very curious as to what we are going to be seeing from the Demon Hunter. Now, unbeknownst, it looks like if we had actually gone for double crypt gargoyles, that would actually be a relatively strong strategy, since we don't have that many archers. Demon Hunter looks like not going to be able to get that kill there, as we now see a surround here. All right, Demon Hunter going straight after that. The level 2 Death Knight now able to death coil, causing massive problems. Staff of Teleportation, but still more damage being dealt. Beautifully done by the Undead, as the Undead Cechi or Cechi, I'm just guessing myself. I'm just going to call them Undead and Night Elf throughout the rest of this series, as the ghouls now making their way back over here to the top right. Now, Demon Hunter does have those boots of speed, does have the Staff of Teleportation, but used them relatively early on. The Demon Hunter also drained a bit more mana than he would like, going down to 0 mana on 2 of those mana pools, Moonwells, excuse me, on the mana pools in those Moonwells, so to speak, as the Ghoul now getting in some extra damage on that Demon Hunter as well. Naga Sea Witch being picked up, and this is going to be a very aggressive play coming in from Cechi, as Cechi or Undead now making his way over here. So he's going to be trying to pressure with that Naga Sea Witch, hoping to catch some units off guard, as we can see that there is an Ancient of War currently right there, just holding the front door. Now, what the Demon Hunt or the Death Knight and the Naga Sea Witch can do is just start attacking these rather full Moonwells. Those Moonwells are very, very valuable resources, as we now see a turnaround here. Oh, are we going to see some cold arrows? And yes, we are. There is some cold arrows right there. Naga Sea Witch comes in. There is a detonation, as a ghoul going to be taking a little bit of damage. There we go. There is Demon Hunter pretty much at level 1. Skeletal Minion Death Coil not coming in to save that ghoul. A bit surprised by that, but the Scroll of Town Portal ended up pulling the Naga Sea Witch away from getting in that final shot. Naga Sea Witch, Naga Sea Witch. I believe the Naga Sea Witch from the Demon Hunter was more of a reaction tactic. He really needed to get that Naga Sea Witch since the pressure was coming on heavily and needed to neutralize his opponent's Naga Sea Witch. Skeletal Minion making his way back down is going to scout out this Demon Hunter off over here. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch going up against a level 6 Vile Temptress and 2 level 3 Null Wardens. That is not a smart call at all, as we now see the Giant Wolf, Renegade Wizard, and Rogue Wizard getting a little bit of Frost Armor in. Now, with the Crypt Fiend now making its way out, are we going to be looking at some abominations there, or not abominations, some destroyers? The Obsidian Statue already being trained first. That is going to be doing a bit of healing. Death Knight going to be getting some easy shots there, as the Demon Hunter just now gets to level 2. Does get a Death Coil, or sorry, a Mana Burn on that Death Knight. But the Death Knight is going to be picking up some rather useful items as well. Is he going to be able to pick it up? There's a Circlet of Nobility, as another Mana Burn comes underway onto that Death Knight there. You can see, oh wow, is he doing the double tactic? Yes, he is. Obsidian Statue doing both Essence of Aura and Essence of Mana across multiple units. There's a Mana Burn onto the Obsidian Statue, but nothing a little bit of Unholy Aura is not going to help with. Unholy Aura gives mechanical units natural regeneration as well. Therefore, Obsidian Statues are able to heal passively with that Unholy Aura, and that's just one of the strengths of the Undead. Death Knight going up against the Demon Hunter here. Demon Hunter now looking to back off. Cold arrows from that Naga Sea Witch. Demon Hunter now looking to back away, knowing that it cannot survive, as the Death Knight and Naga Sea Witch both looking to get to their next respective levels. Naga Sea Witch does not have an agility, as its primary attribute is actually intelligence. Death Knight may want to pick that up just to have a little bit more armor. Nope, Naga Sea Witch going to pick it up instead, now up to 4 armor, as we're looking at where the Death Knight will be traveling to next. Death Knight, Ghouls, Crypt Fiends, Obsidian Statues now making their way over. Death Knight, Bears, Dryads, and this is the exact combination that I was actually expecting from the endgame here, and we are already getting tier 3 units just at the 9-minute mark. Demon Hunter now playing a little bit of that catch-up game in terms of experience, needs to make a lot of ground relatively quickly, as the Naga Sea Witch is at level 2 and the Demon Hunter is at level 2. If the Demon Hunter can get to level 3, level 100 Mana Burn is going to be extremely helpful. Meanwhile, the Death Knight now still wandering around here. Double Obsidian Statues. There's that Naga Sea Witch. Death Knight now making its way over. Going to be putting in a lot of pressure here, as we're looking at the Moonwells and also the Altar of Elders. 46 over 50 supply. Death Knight now looking to back off. Double Obsidian Statues. It looks like the Undead is not yet quite ready to bring it all yet. He does bring over a Lich, however, with Orb of Corruption, and that -5 armor is going to help tremendously. You're going to see all of a sudden that the Gargantuan Sea Turtle taking a lot more damage. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch getting some extra shots off onto that poor Demon Hunter, as we see a quick kill on one of those units. All right, the creeps actually staying in between, making it rather difficult. Mana Burn now. Death Knight picks up a potion of invulnerability and now smartly decides to get away, knowing that the Bears, Naga Sea Witch, Dryads, and the Demon Hunter would be enough to slowly pick off that Death Knight if he wasn't careful, forcing him to use that potion of invulnerability. Now, supply is 48 over 60 compared to 48 over 50. We are relatively even, but I gotta say that the Undead's perhaps been playing at a bit of a higher level. He also has that Orb of Corruption, which is very, very strong at just reducing the amount of effective hit points. Demon Hunter has that Orb of Venom as well, and I don't know which item I like better, Orb of Venom or Orb of Corruption. Orb of Venom seems to work better the longer your opponent's unit is alive, which is counterintuitive since you want to focus fire down units as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, Orb of Corruption, -5 armor, effective pretty much with anything else that has a range attack, and that's what we're looking for next. Lich now making its way forward. Potion of Invulnerability, Orb of Corruption now ready to go. You can see that the Lich now making its way off to the north, going to pull over that Giant Wolf again. It looks like, oh, the Demon Hunter knows that the creeps have been pulled away just a bit because of that Watcher Ward. There is another Mana Burn onto the Death Knight, as we see the Dark Wizard with -6 damage reduction. More damage being dealt to that Demon Hunter here as the Dark Wizard now backing off. At level 8, I do believe you are immune to magic. Is it level 8 or level 10? I don't remember the creep levels that make you immune to magic. I do know that it's pretty high up, but it could be that the destroyers cannot actually effectively engage on that Dark Wizard, which is the reason why it is currently still alive. All right, there you go. -2 armor currently, 11 armor. And as we're looking at the Bronze Drake now come in as well. No web, as we're going to just see a couple of focus fire from the Orb of Corruption and those cold arrows from the Naga Sea Witch. All right, we're still looking at a big engagement here. Damage being dealt across the board. There is now one Frostworm to try and slow down things on those Druids of the Claw, and that is going to be a big problem there. Mana burn onto the Death Knight. Level 3 Death Knight. Staff of Preservation should be coming in momentarily. Is it going to come in waiting for the Naga Sea Witch? Oh, there it goes in the bear form. It should be able to rejuvenate and then stick around for a little while longer. Meanwhile, more damage being dealt by the Frostworm and that one Destroyer. Lich is able to stay alive. Fork Lightning coming in from the Night Elf side, as it looks like another bear will get taken down. All right, Frostworm in serious trouble, needs to back away. Death Knight does have a Death Coil, goes after the Lich instead of that Frostworm there, as the Naga Sea Witch is now in serious trouble. Level 3 Naga Sea Witch goes down. And what is going to be happening here is the Undead going to be able to save the remaining units, and the Dryads just completely overpowering the Undead, as Undead completely falls in a matter of seconds. All right, we claim Elf is Imba right there, and Undead just having a very, very difficult time trying to keep the remaining units alive. Mana burn now onto the Lich. Lich is in a little bit of a dangerous spot there. Is he going to be able to finish off that Hippogriff? No, he is not. Down to 40 hit points as another Crypt Fiend gets taken down. And it is pretty much Dryads versus Crypt Fiends. The Crypt Fiend should have won the fight, but the Dryad simply had so much more of them that he won with brute force and numbers. Lich now looking to back away. It looks as though this is pretty much going to be at 34 over 70 supply as the Death Knight falls. Now down to 29 over 70. And there is the game. You can see Sonik pretty much be able to roar back and take the lead there. A bit of a flip there. It really felt like Cechi was ahead most of the game and only just fell at the very last moments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.